What's up, guys? I hope you are enjoying your holiday season as much as I am. I've been off almost basically a week now. It's been great. I've been relaxing. I've been watching TV, exercising, playing games. It's been a awesome time. One of the games I was playing was Neopets. And on Neopets, what you can do on the screen here is these are shops. Every now and then, at random intervals, there will be items that appear that you can buy and resell it. You have to beat other people in buying these items, but some of them could be worth a ton of money. And what you'd have to do is literally this. You go on here, hit refresh, see if there's any items that came up, check it out, and then buy it. What I also added to the mix was these RWBY promo cards. So as I did a rotation of these shops, I would just every now and then refresh this page. And the reason I did that was these RWBY promo cards are the most interesting cards out of this set. I get it. You could say, oh, there's SPs and Ruby Rares and all that junk. That's normal. That's the normal stuff. This promo is interesting to me because it's new. New as in the supply set never had these promo cards and now they're here. So what's going to actually happen to the prices? What I can tell you, there is a lot of people trying to get these cards and they are willing to try to trick you into selling them for really cheap. What I started seeing was sales for these promo cards and they would go really quick, quicker than normally they would have. Right here, the Blake, there were sales for $10. With Ruby, there was a sale for a quarter. With Weiss, there was a sale for a quarter. And I believe Blake also had a sale for a quarter. Yang actually had sales for $4 and something cents, and there was another sale for $4 and something cents. What you may be wondering is why am I even bringing this up? Like why does that seem abnormal to me? The reason being is those prices are all made up and all of those sales were actually bogus. This may be something that was talked about a long time ago, but most recently I've seen this from Danny Phantump. He called it reverse scalping. What actually is happening here is think about all the Facebook posts you see that says TCGPLAYER prices minus 10% or last sold prices minus 10%. You're going to see that a lot. What's happening with this video, if you want to look it up, check it out. Pokemon had a special box called the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. And these were one of the boxes that I believe MSRP was $120. And then people were taking it and reselling it up in the 300s. He was showing in the video was, even though it was near $300, people started selling these things for $188, and of course actually buying it, because to save $100 is a pretty awesome thing when you think about it. The real truth of what was happening in that video was there were people putting up ultra premium collections whether they owned them or not. And in that way, they were hoping that people would see this and start to try to undercut them because they want to sell theirs. So if you put it up for $190, some guy will come along put it for $188. Some other guy will come along and put it for $185. Thus tricking people so that 190 was a fake one, but then you actually have real ones coming in there. And with those real ones coming in there, those people can pick up the sets really cheap. So reverse scalping, basically tricking people into putting up real items for really low. What was going on here when I was staring at these prices was there were 25-cent sales, like I said, and there was also these Yangs that were for $4. When we go back out there and see, I'll show you, the Yang at $4 is an actual real sale. It was a misprice. Those other people that came along and started adding these cards for 25 cents and selling it, are those people going to get those cards? No, because those transactions were actually reversed. You're not going to find them on TCGPLAYER anymore. The real hope of what people were trying to do was trick people into putting up their real cards and selling them. Before I go into trying to figure out the price of the promo card, I want to just make sure that everybody can see what I saw. I like to believe in the good of people. I like to believe people are trying to trick us. I would like to believe that someone made an error. In this scenario, I cannot actually say that this was an error. I feel like this is 100% somebody trying to trick other people into selling their cards. What you have on the screen here is the seller portal for TCG Player. And on TCG Player, when you type in RWBY Team RWBY, what we're going to get back results wise is you will see here RWBY Team RWBY booster box promo on top. Down below is the supply set. You can see it says alternate art. It also has the S code on it for shiny PR card. When you click add, you're going in here to add your card and put a price on it. What you're going to notice here is there is a picture on the left. That picture obviously shows the booster box promo. There is no way to actually make that mistake. It is not going to happen. That's why I can't believe that somebody would actually do that. The other side of that is, why would anybody put it up for 25 cents? There's one caveat that I'm going to mention here. The 25 cents, when it was listed there, I wasn't able to see it because I didn't actually see that sale at the time. 25 cents is the number minus shipping. They don't actually attach shipping on there unless shipping is included. So right here on the screen, you could see 185 plus shipping, 78 cents. If that card were to actually sell, it would say $1.85. It doesn't include the shipping in there. Granted, that 25-cent card could have had like $2 of shipping on there, or $1.50 of shipping, whatever the case. No matter what, 25 cents wouldn't have made sense for normally what you see shipping wise, and then also doesn't make sense for either the booster box price or the supply set price. There's no way that anybody would have put that card up for 25 cents. I highly doubt that someone bought a supply set knowing what was inside of it, knowing how much that thing costed, and then going out on TCG Player and selling for 25 cents. That makes no freaking sense at all. I'm going to take a step back and show the promo cards one more time. These promo cards on the screen right now are the booster box promos. You can only get them inside of the actual booster box. They have different art than the supply set ones, and the booster box are not shiny at all. If you want to see the difference between the two, you can take a look at that booster box opening I did with my niece. What I have here on the screen is the contents of the supply set. You will get one deck case, 5 booster packs, 60 sleeves, and one random type of the 4 different girls' PR foil cards. Why this is very important is because this is the only place you can get it. And the supply set wasn't something that was traditionally bought up. There wasn't people buying 16 of these, 4 of these, 8 of these, something like that. What most people probably bought was 1 or 2, because there's 5 booster packs in there. But when you start looking at the math, and I will do the math later, it is not in your best interest to buy this for the booster packs. It's way cheaper to buy a booster box. You have the deck case and the sleeves. Those are very nice, but at the same time, how many of those do you really need? Do you need 2 of them? Do you need 3, 4, or just 1? You're not going to definitely need 16. The reason why I bring up 16 is a supply set is in a case of 16, which when you do the math on here works out perfectly. 4 girls times 4 is 16. So if you bought a case of these, realistically what you would imagine you would get is you would get a playset of all the girls. You would get 4 cards for each girl, 16. There we are. Back in the past, you're more than likely not buying 16 of these because these promo cards weren't in Adventure Time. They weren't in Mob Psycho. They weren't in 7 Deadly Sins. So this is the perfect thing to watch. You have a product that people didn't traditionally buy a ton of. But this time around, there's this little incentive in there. There's a little prize that may be worth getting. And these were the actual prizes. Right here we have this shiny PR cards that you can find in the supply set. What I got for you on the screen is the 7 Deadly Sins supply set. These are currently going for $25 on TCG Player. And the contents are the same of RWBY minus a PR card. There is no PR card inside of the 7 Deadly Sins. What I did here was take a look at booster boxes. And why I did that was we want to price out how much 5 booster packs are actually worth. Down below you could see that booster boxes are selling for $62, $63, $50, $64. What I used here was $64. I took that booster box, divided by how many packs in there, which are 20, and multiplied by 5. We are at $16 for 5 booster packs. Next thing I did was take a look at deck boxes and sleeves. Using that $25 and the $16, I put that at $9. The reason I did that is because if you look below, TCGPLAYER has actual listings for deck boxes and sleeves. What you can see here, the last sale on the deck box is $20. The last sale on the sleeves is $10. I don't believe someone would actually pay $30 to get a deck box and a sleeve when they could just buy a supply set at $25 and get the booster packs as well. Someone may do that. As you can see right here on these sleeves, someone actually bought 2 of these. There you go. Maybe they didn't need an extra deck box. Maybe they don't need booster packs. Or maybe they don't realize the supply set actually exists. That probably does happen. I'm not saying that they didn't realize this. Maybe they just really wanted the actual sleeves. I don't know. Who knows? But that's where we are. For me, I'm just going to look at that and say, I'm going to put the actual supply set at the sale price of $25. It doesn't make sense to actually buy these things individually. And when you take a look at the dates, we have a whole month in between anybody actually buying it. It's actually more than a month, right? It's almost 7 weeks. Right here, same deal when we look from October 22nd to December 3rd. These things don't sell. You can put them out there individually. Doesn't mean someone's actually going to buy it. That's why I land on $25 is the supply set actual pricing. Deck box and sleeves together, I'm going to put at $9. Good luck on trying to sell it because it doesn't really sell. I did some major extrapolating to arrive at these RWBY numbers, but you're going to see why I looked at the 7 deadly sins. With the supply set on TCGPLAYER, currently they are $34. The supply of them are dropping. There were more sellers. There was 14 sellers the other day. We're down to 10. When I say that, keep in mind, not everybody got their stuff yet. There's still stuff waiting to be delivered to individuals, waiting to be delivered to the stores. There's this whole backlog of stuff that people haven't gotten. When I say stuff, I mean product. RWBY supply sets, RWBY trial decks, RWBY booster boxes. So those are still happening just because of the backlog and shipping, because of the holidays and just the overall pandemic, what that's all cost. Right here on TCGPLAYER, $34 is what I'm putting it at because you could see down below we got $33.81, we got $34.15. Did some averaging, keeping the cents kind of even. So what I'm going to do here, price it at $34. Next we got is 5 booster packs, same deal. What I did is I looked at the booster boxes. These booster boxes are actually pretty far down there. Lower than the 7 deadly sins at this point. It's pretty insane, especially when you keep in mind what I literally just said. Not everybody has their stuff yet. So not everybody having all their stuff yet, and the price is $53.98. That's insane. Same thing what I did here. I took this, divided it by 20, multiplied by 5, and I get 5 booster packs being worth $13.50. Next we have is deck box and sleeves. I am using the 7 deadly sins number. I'm pricing that at $9 altogether. We have no listings of deck boxes on TCGPLAYER currently. No listing available, no sales obviously, there's nothing there. When you take a look at the sleeves, there is only one seller, and that seller is pricing it at $20, no sale yet. Truly, because if you actually wanted this stuff, you would just buy it directly from the supply set. I'm not trying to demean anybody. Maybe you don't have enough to buy that supply set at $35. Maybe all you wanted were the deck box and you're willing to pay $5, $10 for it. That's great. Put it in context of what I said this whole time was not everybody's going to go out here and buy this stuff individually because it doesn't make a whole lot of economical sense to do so. Now what we have here, putting all those numbers together, you put the $9 together, you put the $13.50 together, and you have the $34 overall, we are looking at supply set promos being $11.50. That number could change. If you really think the deck box and sleeves aren't worth anything, you price it at $0, then really what you have here is a $20 promo card. If you don't, then you put it at 11.50. There is no way that these things are 25 cents. They are not $4. They are not $8. You could say, you could make an argument they're $10 just to keep it nice and round. And if more people open it and decide they want to sell them, they're going to do that. What I will say here is just be careful out there. There is no reason why anybody should be selling these things under $10 for what this actually is. It's funny because I saw on Facebook there was somebody offering $125 for all four girls and four cards each. So 16 cards for $120, which math wise is $7.50. That is insane to me that is even a question or a request. Think about it this way. Think about it this way. Everything we just saw right here. We have this supply set that includes a promo card. Are you going to tell me someone's going to open 16 of these things because they want 5 times 16 booster packs? They want 16 deck boxes and they want 16 sleeves, and they think the promo cards are kind of worthless, so they're going to take all those 16 promo cards and just sell it for $7.50. I can't imagine that actually happening. No one's going to do that. Who really wants these deck boxes and sleeves in that quantity? I know people may want one or two of them, three, maybe even four. But there's no one out there that is crazy enough that will open 16 of these things just for those items. Like purely just the items. They're like, oh man, I really gotta have those deck boxes, or I gotta have these sleeves. I'm gonna open 16 of them, and screw these promo cards. They're worthless to me. I'm gonna sell them for under what they should really be selling for. That is not going to happen. These things, I'm not saying go out there and buy up all the supply sets or anything like that. As with any market, there is a supply issue. If there's too much of it, it's not going to be worth it. But I highly doubt someone is going to open this purely just to sell at a low price like that. No one's going to be selling these for a quarter. No one's going to be selling it for those low prices. I would just say, and this is the reason for this video, is even though we have TCG Player and we have a history listing and we have to go out there and try to make sense of all the numbers, just use some common sense on this. Don't go and sell cards that are worth more just because you see a sold listing. Because as you saw, those sold listings could actually disappear and somebody could be ripping you off. And with that, as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget.